Hello, I am very close to the camera right now because no matter where I go, if I go too far back, it gets dark. If I go too close, it gets dark. This is the only thing I can do, so I hope this is okay. So we're going to be talking about Zenkaiger, episode 6, which was a very weird, kind of fun episode at the same time. And I'll keep thinking that Zenkaiger keeps getting sillier and sillier, which is absolutely fine. Don't get me wrong, I absolutely love it. Which I feel like is a really good thing. This episode, you knew from the beginning, as soon as you see Magine's room, how it's all kind of trash and stuff. And now everyone's like, oh my god, what the actual F? And I generally kind of liked it. I did. I'm liking Zenkaiger more and more because it feels like there is it's an anniversary season, but it's not to be taken seriously. And we've seen it through a load of stuff. And we see the characters and you know what they're exactly like, which is great. And I think at some point is that we know and kind of relate to Magine and what we've had messy rooms, we've had tons of stuff everywhere, and you kind of really want to kind of clean up, or you go like, oh, I'm just going to leave that there for at least 10 minutes, and then it's like 3 years later, it's like, oh, I really need to sort this out and stuff. And I generally thought it was a lot of fun. I generally thought that Vrun would go to the library quite a bit because that's his favourite place in this entire world right now. So seeing him come out and saying like, oh, I've got all this, and then seeing like rubbish, and he's just like, right, gotta tidy that bad boy up. I like these things. I really, really do. I think also this entire episode shows that bad guys will wait for morphs. Like, you know, and I think this shows in one of the scenes. So you have Vrun, he finds the trash monster, or trash world as it is, and he pretty much like faces him. He morphs, and the monster just waits, and you can tell this because everyone in the area goes, oh. And you see the camera pan around, and while he's still going dun 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 dun, which then he morphs, and the others kind of like come in as well, and like it's just trash everywhere. So I just imagine like the prop guys at Toei really putting all this sort of stuff out and being like, God, we've got to clean this up, and it makes me kind of laugh at the same time. But as soon as like Trash Monster jumps into his garbage, Kaito follows him as well. And I generally kind of thought like, couldn't he do it? I thought when I first saw this in Raw, I thought that this was a way of like getting into the machine world, like the gear world, the other one that Kaito previously did in the last one. But he didn't. It was more just kind of, oh look, I've just hit this trash heap and I kind of fall down and that's it. So everyone in this now decides to help clean up the area, and they start doing it. But Magine, she's my girl. She doesn't. She can't do it. It's like she makes things messier, or she's just not really good at this one. So the only person that is ridiculously like super good at this is definitely Vrun, and he's able to put things together, like, you know, recycle, as well as put things in the respective areas and stuff like that, which I generally thought was a lot of fun. I generally was like, okay, I'm happy with this. You know, I can see Vrun tidying up everything, where all the others just don't care. Like Durin's more like, oh, I'm gonna put everything in the same box. Guyon, he finds a kitten, so I'm kind of jumping all around. I don't know why. So when Vrun walks back, he kind of sees them all do stuff, and like they find things. And we all know, as soon as you find looking through trash and you're sorting it, you will find a treasure. If you're tidying up your room or your house, whatever, you could find something that you go, oh, I've not seen that for a while. So then you kind of like put it together. This one, you kind of see all these sort of elements. So Kaito, he finds some manga. You have Durin, who, as I said before, will find, put everything in and kind of like throw it away, not recycle it or sort it. Then you have the Guyon, he literally finds a stuffed cat and thinks it's real at the beginning, and obviously he wants to get it out. But, you know, he's kind of like, oh, it's not a real cat. And as I said, Magine just messes up everywhere. Like, there's the mess everywhere. And what kind of made me laugh is that when Vrun really gets angry at all of them, you know, he's shouting them, and he just literally picks on Magine and goes, no, you go home. You can go home. Don't even bother coming back here. So elements like this did kind of make me chuckle a little bit, and I felt really sorry for Magine because later on she's like in this, like, you know, she's rocking back and forth, and she's hiding. And even like Kaito's grandmother, like, you know, he's like, oh, she's like, oh, okay, like, you know, we'll leave that alone. We won't even touch that. So the trash monster is just constantly pushing out trash, which is kind of weird, a unique ability. And then with this, like, the trash goes, and it sparks a spell, which then makes everyone go like, oh, I can't be bothered with this. Oh, there's so much trash about. I don't want to deal with this anymore. And that's it. And everyone kind of gets this whole kind of like type thing. But Magine doesn't. Like, I feel like because she's used to so much mess that it doesn't kind of affect her. And that's how I kind of saw this. There's a new character. I don't know what his name is. It doesn't say it in the series at all. So I'm guessing that's going to be next week, which looks a lot better. With this, he's more. I saw him as like the contemplating type, and then he sees Kaito, and Kaito says like, "I'm going to be the hero," which is absolutely fine. And then this guy just flips. He just does this really weird, like, weird flip that just is completely off. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's a bit weird on this one. I'm not a big fan of it. And he just disappears. But we know that he's going to be the rival for Kaito in the next episode, which that one I am very much looking forward to. One thing I felt very like, oh, so back at the cafe stroke restaurant stroke shop, whatever you want to call this, Magine, Sek-chan and Kaito's grandmother, they're all obviously in the room, and with the trash kind of piling up, you can hear Sek-chan go, "Help, please!" Like, he doesn't know what to do, or is it a boy or a girl? Anyway, Sek-chan doesn't know what to do, and is calling out for help. And Magine just dives in, and literally goes around, finds Sek-chan, pulls him out, and says, "Hey, you're free. You know, look after the grandmother." I liked it. I thought it was kind of a nice one. But then we get to the main sort of fight. Run is kind of down as well. He's tired, or just being affected by the spell. They find the trash monster, or trash world, and basically Vrun destroys the building and like the area which is good, and you get this like sort of kind of fighting scene. But it's quite funny because Kaito, Jurin and Gaon have all got these like trash bag things on them, which again didn't make me laugh, but I like the uniqueness. The only thing that made me laugh in this is after a while Magine puts on a magic show because Trash Monster Trash World has gone into the rubbish and is hiding, saying, "You can't find me." And Magine casts a spell and brings him forward, and it's just that split second she goes boosh, just hits him in the face. I actually just burst out laughing. Now there were two things in this, or another thing is that basically Kaito and the others can't use the gears, so he flips over the Go Buster one to Magine and Vrun, and they gain the abilities of the Go Busters. Now I would have loved to have seen the third one, the kind of like Jackrabbit type thing that we've got. But the unique power, I thought it would be Vrun who gets the Almighty Rush, because it looks like he gains two abilities from the Go Busters. But no, he's got the strength, but Magine uses the speed, runs around, hits it, and then kind of wins. And then we get the kind of finisher, which is all fine, and then everyone's okay. The Megazord fight happens. I love the one thing I do like in this is that Kaito is able to jump from one or the other very, very quickly. And I kind of really like that, because you kind of think that you'd have to come out and then jump in. So it's kind of like there's an interdimensional thing that makes it easier for him to travel, which I think is a really cool ability. Now, the two kind of positive things to end this one, I think, is that you see Magine wanting to clean up. And I like the things like quite recently I've noticed that if something happens with the Kikonoids, like if they fall over, like or they're like surprised or whatever, like their eyes change. Normally that I would have expected to see them like just stay the same, but when we see Magine fall over, she squints, and I was just like, oh, that's really cool. Like they basically swap the eyes around and stuff like that. And the last part we get is the main general. The guy comes back and he's like, "Don't you recognize your son?" Which is going to be cool, because I think that he's going to be like a android. I don't think he's going to be human. I think that he's going to be a cyborg, and that was really kind of different. Like it's interesting. It leaves it on a cliffhanger, but the next episode is what I kind of think is going to be an interesting one. It feels like he's going to have the ability to summon past Super Sentai. It is kind of a thing where apparently rumored online, and I was watching my friend Ash's video where he says like apparently this new guy is able to turn some of the minions into past Sentai, etc., etc., as well as some of the bigger things into the previous swords. Now, I think if that's cool, if that is true, that is cool. That is one thing I'm looking forward to. I would just love it if it's just able to summon them and be like, yeah, done. And it's a eye control. It's very similar to Basco controlling like the Ranger keys. I would love to kind of see that happen because that would remind me very much of Zenkaiger. But if it is like the minions that they use instead, that's what I'm going to be okay with. I'm like, do you know what? I'm good with that. I can get behind on that one. So yeah, I think the episode was good. It was a very unique one. It made me want to know what's happening in the next one mainly more because it just looks cool. I just love the way that the Megazords are and the way that we're going to see stuff. I can't wait for it. I can't wait to see how they're going to deal with this, if it's going to be a two-parter or if it's going to be straight into the action straight away. That's what I kind of really want to see so far. So, with that, good episode. Can't wait to talk about it again over at the Illuminati when we do the Sentai Roundup. But yeah, not bad for what it is. It's a good series. It should be fun. And yeah, I'm going to leave it there. So, what are your thoughts on this? Are you a fan of this? Are you going to watch it? Are you looking forward to the next week's episode more? Let me know down below in the comments. If you like this sort of content and you want to see more, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, as well as that cheeky notification bell to be notified when more videos drop. Voila. Yeah, and with that, I'm going to leave it in the next video. Well, I can't. I'm going to leave it right there. I don't want to say. I'm going to leave it right there. Thank you very much for watching. I'll catch you in a bit.
チャンネルをサポートしてくれてありがとうございます。チャンネル登録、高評価お願いします。